Have you been thinking about becoming a real estate agent in the state of Kentucky, but you just don't know where to start? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you a complete step-by-step guide on how to get licensed and start your real estate career in the state of Kentucky. My name's Chris. I've been a licensed real estate agent for the past 10 years, and I've been able to help hundreds of real estate agents go through this process and get their real estate license. Before we dive into the video, I do want to tell you about our real estate license starter kit. Everything in this video, plus a lot more, is inside that guide. It's completely free to download, so make sure to click the link down below and grab your copy of it. I think you'll really like it. Also, down in the description below, you're gonna find a link to the real estate school that I personally recommend. And the reason I like this school is, first of all, they're state approved by the state of Kentucky, and they also have a pass or don't pay guarantee. The reason I love this is they stand behind their work and they believe they can help you pass the exam, and they stand behind what they're doing. So if you want to check them out, there is an affiliate link down below where you can access different sales and discounts on classes. So make sure to check that out. So step number one of getting your Kentucky real estate license is all about meeting the basic requirements. First, you must be 18 years or older, and you must have a high school diploma or a GED. Another requirement is you must be a legal US resident, and you're going to have to be able to pass a background check. In the state of Kentucky, it's one of the requirements to getting licensed. So if you have something on your record that you think might prevent you from getting a license, I suggest reaching out to the Real Estate Commission ahead of time and asking those questions. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be disqualified, but I would ask the questions before you actually go through this entire process in case you have something that may prevent you from getting your license. Step number two is completing your state-approved pre-license education. In the state of Kentucky, you're required to complete 96 hours of state-approved pre-license education classes. And yes, I know, 96 hours sounds like a ton of time to invest, but you're going to be learning a lot of cool things. Now, the good news is you can do these classes in person or online. There's pros and cons to both, but I personally recommend you do the classes online. It's a lot more flexible and convenient. And I think that's one of the most important things, especially if you have other obligations such as another job or just a busy lifestyle. In these classes, you're going to learn all kinds of great things. You're going to learn real estate finance, ethics, law, and you're really going to be surprised at how much information you get out of these classes. Now, once you complete your real estate pre-license education classes, it's time to move on and schedule your real estate exam. In the state of Kentucky, your real estate exam is administered through PSI exams. You can schedule this by giving them a call or going right to their website. Now, you are going to want to give them at least 24 hours notice before you actually go take your exam. So once you have your exam scheduled, you're going to want to bring two things on test day. One is a basic non-scientific calculator for the math portion of the exam. Make sure you bring this because the math questions, you're definitely going to want to use this. And also bring two forms of identification. One can be a driver's license or a passport, and you can also bring something like a debit card or credit card. Just make sure to bring two. Once you get into the testing center, you're probably wondering, like, what is this exam like? Well, it's all multiple choice, and you have two exams to take. You have a national portion and a state portion of the exam. They're broken into two different parts, and what that means is you can pass one and fail the other. And the good news is if you pass one and fail the other, you just have to go retake the one that you failed. Now, since the questions are multiple choice, I highly suggest you read each question multiple times before you finally submit your answer. And the reason I say this is because the questions can be worded in a tricky way. And they don't do this to trick you. They just do this to make sure you fully understand the content before they pass you with a passing score and issue you your real estate license. Once you complete the exam, you're going to find out right away if you passed or failed. And to pass, you have to get a 75% score or higher. Now, if you failed the exam, don't be too upset. It's totally okay. Many people I know that are total rock star real estate agents failed the exam multiple times, and they just kept trying and trying and trying. Now they have awesome careers and they don't regret it one bit. It doesn't mean you're going to be a bad real estate agent. It just means you have to study a little bit harder. And if you pass the exam, definitely take time to celebrate because this is a big milestone. And up until this point, you put a lot of work, dedication, and effort in, and you definitely want to celebrate. Step number four is all about completing your background check. In the state of Kentucky, your fingerprints and background check must be done. Your fingerprinting must be submitted to the Kentucky State Police and the FBI. Once that's complete, it's time to move on to step number five, which is all about applying for your real estate license. Most of the hard work has been done. It's just time to compile it all and send it out. The first thing we want to do is we want to get our proof of our state-approved pre-license education that we completed at the start of this journey. Then we're going to get proof that we passed our real estate exam, and we're going to get a copy of our background check, and we're going to send that out with our real estate license application. You can apply right through the Kentucky Real Estate Commission. And once you send that out, it's time for the fun part, and that's finding your sponsoring broker. Now, this is one of the most exciting times, but it's also one of the most risky times because if you pick the wrong brokerage, you might get off to a really bad start. So I'm going to give you a couple important questions to ask when you actually go to select your first brokerage. The very first one is what kind of mentorship and training do you have specifically for new agents? This is super important. You want to find out if you're going to be working with a mentor one-on-one, or if you're just going to be sent to generic classes that are for everybody at the brokerage, or if those classes are specifically for new agents. That's a very important question to ask. The second question I would ask is, how are you going to help me market my business? And how are you going to teach me to market my business? One of the most important things to note is that many real estate agents don't fail out of the industry because they don't know what they're doing, or they get a bad real estate score on their real estate exam. They fail because they don't know how to market their business and get clients on a consistent basis. And then they simply get exhausted, run out of money, and go back to their 9-to-5 job. So I highly suggest you ask the questions of how they're going to help you market your business and get clients, and then make sure that way is in alignment with the way you want to build your business. Also, if you want things like real estate leads and extra services, I would highly suggest you ask if they have any real estate teams you can become a part of at their brokerage. And question number 3 is all about commissions and fees. Now, the first question I would ask, are there any monthly fees associated with becoming a part of their brokerage? As a new agent, this is super important because if you join a brokerage that has a lot of monthly fees before you're ever even closing deals, this can get expensive really quick. And some brokerages have fees that range anywhere from, $50 to $60 a month, all the way up to hundreds of dollars per month. So make sure you ask this question. Now, there are some brokerages that do not have a monthly fee to become a part of them, and that's what I would suggest you look at, especially as a brand new agent. The next question to ask is, what are your commission splits? Now, I wouldn't hyper focus on this. If you can find a brokerage that has a good mentor and good training, that's much, much more important. I would rather see you get a lower commission split and better training and support than a super high commission split where you have no support and no training, because 100% of nothing is still nothing. So you have to realize that, and definitely make sure you invest early on in your mentorship and training. Okay, so now that you know all the steps to get licensed, you probably have a couple questions that you're thinking of top of mind. And I get these questions all the time. So let's work through them right now. The first one is, how much does it actually cost to get licensed? Well, on average in the state of Kentucky, you're looking at anywhere between $700 and $1,200 to get your license. And that's depending on what kind of classes you take, what kind of prep tools you use, and what brokerage you decide to join. Another question I often get is, how long does it actually take to get your license? Well, this really depends how fast you go through this process and what pace you decide to do this at. But I would estimate anywhere from 7 to 12 weeks to go through this entire process. Some people, it might take longer, especially if you don't move at a fast pace. The next question I get, is the test hard? And the truth is, yes, the test can be a little challenging. Now, the thing is, if you study hard and you use tests like simulator tools or exam prep tools, it can be a lot easier. And that's what I highly suggest. So the tool I recommend is called CompuCrim. And what they do is they take you through tests like simulations, and they actually quiz you just like you were taking the exam. And then once you answer the question, they're going to tell you why you get it wrong or why you get it right. And this can give you a constant, instant feedback loop. And this is something that I really recommend for people that are having that exam prep anxiety and they're just not sure if they're going to be able to pass the exam just by reading a textbook alone. So if you want to check them out, there's an affiliate link down below for CompuCrim as well. And the last question I get a lot is, can I do this on a part-time basis? And the answer is absolutely. I know many agents that do this part-time. They have a full-time job and do real estate, or they have a part-time job and they do real estate. And that's totally okay. You can build your business however you want to. One of the things I love about real estate is it's so flexible and you can build the kind of business that you want, whether that's doing, 30 to 40 to 50 deals a year, or it's just doing 1 or 2 as you get your business off the ground. And I see a lot of people start this way part-time, and then eventually with time, they build a book of business, and then they no longer keep their regular day job and they become a full-time agent. But the good news is it's totally flexible and it's totally up to you. Okay, so if you have more questions that I didn't answer in this video, drop them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you ASAP. Also, if you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe. I have more content coming out all about how to get licensed and start your career. And if you like the video, make sure to hit the like button. I do check these videos, and if they are helping you out, make sure to hit the like button. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in.